Hi guys, Katrina here. I worked on several things today. This is actually two. 03 Dodge Caravan. I put a thermostat in it and fixed the hose going to the heater vent because it had a section missing and it was blowing cold air into the van. So that'll be another video for another day. Today I want to talk to you about a 2001 Cadillac DeVille and the security system in it. Now, these security systems are notorious for failure. Not only are they notorious for failure, they're a pain in the butt. There's no way to bypass them. Don't go splicing wires. Don't go buying a bypass system and splice it into your system. I made that mistake. Gave me a whole new headache to work with. I did eventually order the chip keys online. I took them to the locksmith. The locksmith cut them. It cost me half of what it would have cost to have one key cut and programmed by the locksmith if he come to my home or wherever. And I had to order his own key. So I got 2 keys for half the price. And the keys only cost me $10 online. The bypass system cost me $10. It was a waste of $10 because it doesn't work. It is actually here. It is got a lot of wires to splice into your system, and it's got this little black box on it that reads everything. At the end of this little black box, there's this little chip. Well, it's supposed to be a chip. It's more like a computer thing that it reads to feed the actual code back through. Now, I had no luck with this, and neither has anybody else I've talked to. These do not work at all. You're just cutting your wires and wasting your time. I did like the YouTube videos said. I actually cut wires and spliced them together. That doesn't work either. So I ended up in a great big mess with a bunch of spliced wires and needing to repair it. Well, when I repaired it, I did something wrong. I have a ground wire or something shorting out because it's blowing my fuses and it will not let the key fully program. So instead of taking the time to rewire it or order a new one so that I could fully program my key, I took the cheap way out and got me a toggle switch and some wires and run it from the start relay and bypassed the start relay. When I inserted the key, turned the key on, it shut the security system off, but it wouldn't start the car. So I ran the toggle switch into the car from the start relay, and I turned the key on, turns the toggle switch over, it would turn the motor over, and I could turn the toggle switch off, and it continued to run. Now, I didn't put a fuse in the line. The toggle switch got left on, and it got hot, and actually melted the wires in it. I think that the continuous feed burned out my starter solenoid or my starter, because now my car won't do anything even if I try to jump the relay. It just throws a little spark and no start. So I decided that before I go fixing the starter or the solenoid, whichever one it is that needs to be replaced, that I would fix the wiring and not have any more problems with the blowing fuses or shorting out anything, so that I can fully program my key. I had to take the steering wheel off to get the entire wiring harness out. The reason for that being that this little box is behind your steering wheel. This has got your ABS and your horn and your airbag and just about everything that runs off your car is attached to this. Now, it's got this little number here. That's a GM number. You can Google this number and it'll pull up on eBay the part, and it'll pull up the entire wiring harness with it, so you can order that and not have to worry about any more splicing of wires or fixing wires. but I would like to charge my car before the wiring harness gets here in a couple weeks. So I'm gonna go through this wiring harness and I'm gonna fix these wires, or try to. And then I'm gonna make another video showing you how to put the steering wheel back on and the wiring harness back in and the airbag back in without fault. Now, always remember that whenever you're working with anything electrical or anything to do with an airbag or anything that's got power going to it, to disconnect your battery first. First thing, disconnect the battery. I did check my fuse box to see if there was any fault in the fuse box with the wiring or anything, and I didn't find anything. I did take it completely out and go through it and look at all the terminals and all the wires. There is nothing wrong in the fuse box, so it is got to be in the starter system. But before I go put a new starter on it or solenoid on it and burning that out, these wires have got to be fixed. So tonight I'm going to sit down, I'm going to work on these wires. Hopefully by the end of the week, my car is up and running just by using the key. So stay tuned for video number 2. And fingers crossed we don't have to reprogram that key. I hope it all goes well. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.